guys, I'm Aniko, and this is my recap of PC gaming news for March 2017. Videos in this series usually release on the last Friday of every month. Conveniently, this month, the last Friday, happens to be the last day of the month. For your information, you can find links for all the games mentioned during this video in the description below. So, let's get started. This month, not counting DLC, nearly 550 PC games were released on Steam alone. Out of this multitude of games, I have picked a few titles to highlight as games that might be worth considering. These recommendations aren't made wholly on my own opinion, but are based in part on buzz from places such as YouTube, Twitter, and professional gaming news sources, and is an attempt to give you a snapshot into what is new and interesting in PC gaming from the past month. So to begin, some of the major releases for the month of March include Ghost Recon Wildlands, an open-world military-themed single-player and co-op tactical shooter from Ubisoft. LEGO Worlds, a procedurally generated open-world game made entirely of LEGO bricks from Warner Bros. Interactive. Mass Effect Andromeda, the fourth game in the Mass Effect series from BioWare. Nier Automata, a Japanese RPG about three androids and their battle to reclaim a machine-driven dystopia from Square Enix. Vikings, Wolves of Midgard, is a Viking-themed action role-playing game from Games Farm and Calypso Digital. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is an early access multiplayer survival shooter from Bluehole Incorporated. Day of Infamy is a World War II themed team-based multiplayer shooter from World Interactive. Ballistic Overkill is a modern setting, fast-paced, team-based multiplayer shooter from Aquarius Studio. Some more obscure releases from March that you might have missed include Styx, Shards of Darkness, a stealth adventure game and the second game in the Styx series from Cyanide Studio. Too Dark, a stealth adventure game developed by Frederick Reynal, the creator of Alone in the Dark. Snake Pass, a physics-based puzzle platformer from Sumo Digital. Pamela, an early access survival horror game set in a fallen utopian city from NVYE Studios. Rain World, a survival platformer about a nomadic slug cat set in an industrial wasteland from Adult Swim Games. Toukiden 2 is an open-world action RPG about hunting Oni from Koei Tecmo. Turok 2 Seeds of Evil is a remastered and fully modernized version of the N64's Turok 2 from Night Dive Studios. Zero Escape, the Nonary Games, is a PC re-release of two mystery puzzle visual novels, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, and its sequel, Virtue's Last Reward. As we head into April, there are several interesting new games to look forward to. Some of the titles that are coming out next month include Blackwood Crossing, a story-driven first-person adventure game from Vision Games Publishing. Yooka-Laylee, an open-world 3D platformer and adventure game from Playtonic and Team 17. The Sexy Brutale, a murder mystery adventure game in which characters relive the same day over and over again from Tequila Works. Shyness, the Lightning Kingdom, is an action RPG which lets you travel to a universe doomed to destruction from Studio Inigami. Siberia 3, the long-awaited continuation of the Siberia Puzzle Adventure game series from Microids. Outlast 2, a first-person psychological horror survival game and the sequel to Outlast from Red Barrels. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, an open-world modern artillery stealth shooter from CI Games. Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 3, a real-time strategy game set on the mysterious world of Acheron. And now I give you my special reward, the Steam user favorite, from all the games released in the month of February. This is a contest based on user reviews. The requirements are simple. The game must have debuted on Steam in the previous month, which should give all games time to collect reviews from Steam users. The game also must have at least 100 reviews or more to qualify for this award. This award goes to the game, released in January, with the highest percentage of positive user reviews. February's winner is Hidden Folks, with a total of 99% positive reviews from nearly 700 reviewers. It's a hidden object game with quirky but charming graphics and moving parts. And this month's runners-up are Unexplored, a roguelike action RPG with 98% positive reviews, Little Triangle, a 2D platformer with 96% positive reviews, and Night in the Woods, a story-rich adventure game with 96% positive reviews. Steam reviews change fast, and these titles will shift up or down over the coming weeks, so this reward is just a momentary glimpse into which games from February have the most positive reviews at this moment. One that hopefully will help lead you to some new and interesting titles. I realized going into this video that the news story I was going to cover for March was indeed Mass Effect Andromeda. I guess that this would probably be the case last month, so I avoided talking about it then. In reality, I think there's more to talk about now that the game is out than before release. If you've been watching the coverage surrounding the game at all, you probably know by now that on release, the character animations in conversations were beyond strange. Even a few patches in now, they're still pretty janky. PC Gamer had a particularly interesting article in which they interviewed an ex-BioWare employee and talked about the process behind how these animations are constructed in the first place. I'll link the article in the description if you're interested in reading it for yourself. To sum up the information in the article, animators, that is, those people who actually animate the models, usually create animation types. For example, there are generally first emotion sets, such as fine, angry, sad, excited, etc. Then there's a set of mouth movements representing the typical phonemes of language and how the mouth moves for those sounds, such as ah, e, a, o, u. If you make those sounds yourself, you'll notice how your mouth changes position to create each noise. This is where the animator's job ends. At this point, these sets of motions are then passed on to individuals in charge of constructing each scene, and it is relying on them to pick the correct combination of animations and sync them with any voiced lines. If something is not fully hand animated, then computerized algorithms are used to construct these animations on the fly. Now, we don't know exactly what went wrong with Mass Effect Andromeda's development in this respect, but somewhere in the chain of creation there was definitely a problem, and the fault likely rests with no single individual. Hopefully this is something they can work towards patching, because it is definitely disconcerting, but personally, that's not my biggest concern with Andromeda. My worry lies with the story. I haven't reached the end yet, but some of the plot holes and failures in the logic of the setting are worrying. I don't know about the rest of you, but frankly, I tend to play BioWare games for the story. Sure, the gooftastic romance options can be fun, the combat can be great, and the gameplay can be really intriguing, but I don't play their games for those reasons. In the end, I play for the writing. Now, seeing as how Andromeda is the first in what is assumably a new series of Mass Effect games, plot problems and issues with the creative logic of the game are some cause for concern. Not necessarily for this game, but perhaps for the second or third game down the line. It's all the more troubling considering what happened with the story in Mass Effect 3. Not only that, but my friends who don't normally notice these kind of plot holes and universe construction fails are talking about them and pointing them out. This may be the biggest game by BioWare ever, but I have to question if they have bitten off far more than they can actually chew. Now for some free stuff. This month, the free game on offer from Origins on the House program is Siberia 2. Released in 2004, Siberia 2 is a puzzle adventure game and the second game in the Siberia series that follows the story of Kate Walker. If Siberia 3 looks interesting to you, you can snap this up for free and get caught up on the story. And that is my extremely condensed update of important PC gaming news for March of 2017. I hope you guys found the information in this video helpful. If you feel like I missed something, you can add to the conversation in the comments below. I'll return with another video in this series on the last Friday of April. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!